Carnival Cruise Lines quietly removes one of those VIFP perks, you know, those very important fun person perks, without letting anyone know. For a limited time, Disney Cruise Lines, which has never been one of the least expensive cruises out there, well, they are offering 50% off deposits. Holland America is featured on Bravo's Top Chef. And a story with a little twist, as a teenager leaves their parents behind on the island because they're running late. We've got a lot to talk about. Let's swan dive right into it. Hello everyone, it's Cynthia, your host. Welcome back to today's show. Well, we're starting the cruise news off today with Carnival Cruise Lines. And if you are a Carnival cruiser, you know what I mean when I say VIFP. It stands for Very Important Fun Person. This is Carnival's loyalty program. And as you know, the more cruises that you do and the more money you spend on a cruise line, well, the more perks they offer you in their loyalty program. Well, one of the perks that have been offered for several years now is called the $25 Fun Play Credit. The $25 Fun Credit Play, this was never really instituted to be long-term, but it came about during the restart of the cruising program. Once cruising resumed back in 2021, well, we had social distancing. So in order for people to feel safe to come into the casino, and because at that time there were no longer tournaments going on, there used to be like casino tournaments and slot pulls and group tournaments there. Well, because of the social distancing, there were no tournaments. So in order to entice the people into the casino, they issued this $25 of fun credit to the very top members of VIFP, the Diamond and the Platinum loyalty members. Well, effective immediately, that $25 of fun credit, it has been removed. Brand Ambassador John Held confirmed that the $25 of fun credit has been removed. And he reminds guests that this was temporary. It was never meant to be long-term. John Held goes on to say that they are sunsetting this offer, but look forward to more additional offers coming soon, although he doesn't say what or when at this time. A lot of loyal Carnival fans and cruisers are a little bit disappointed with this because there's been no substitution offered, and it was removed without any notice as well. John Held tells us that this was not necessarily a Carnival Cruise Line decision, but this came from the casino itself, because each department decides whether or not to offer their own loyalty benefits to travelers. Now, this change to the fun credits, it stated that it has absolutely nothing to do with the rumors and the speculation of the overhaul of the VIFP program, which is hinted should be out by the end of 2024. Are you a cruiser who enjoys the casino? Did any of you have this $25 fun credit that you used to enjoy and now realize you don't have it anymore? And what do you think about the removal of this with no substitution? I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. Our next story is for all of you Disney Cruise Line fans. Disney Cruise Lines, well, they are very popular, family-oriented, and expensive. Today, we have a notice that Disney Cruise Line is going to be running a special limited time offer, and the limited time is August 9th. You have to book these cruises that I'm going to tell you about no later than August 9th of 2024 to get this exclusive offer. What are they doing? They're giving you 50% off your deposit if you book specific cruises. When you book this offer, you do still have to put the remaining balance of that 50% deposit. It has to be paid in full at the final payment date. This offer is good for the Disney Dream, the Disney Magic, the Disney Wonder, and the Disney Wish. As a reference, I took a look at a cruise available. It's a 4-night sailing for 4 people, 2 adults and 2 children. Here is the price of that cruise, and take a look. The deposit due amount $306.43, which is pretty good for 4 people and a deposit for a Disney cruise. I think that anybody who's looking to book a Disney cruise, this would be the perfect time to go ahead and lock that in for half off the rate. Give yourself a little bit more time to come up with the rest of that and take yourself a great Disney cruise for 2025. If any of you need help getting those cruises booked, I will leave my information down in the description below. Our next story takes us over to Holland America Cruise Lines. So let's talk about this Holland America being featured on Bravo's Top Chef. Are there any Top Chef fans out there? Well, just in case you don't know what Top Chef is a television show where people who are top chefs compete to see who is actually the very best chef. During these shows, they have certain things they have to cook, and then there's this big elimination. Well, it's the penultimate elimination coming up pretty soon, and Holland America is going to be part of it. First, we need to talk about Holland America's Global Fresh Fish Program. Well, what is it? Holland America has this fresh fish program, and in it there is a commitment to serving high quality, sustainably sourced seafood. The program sources 80 types of different fresh fish from 60 ports worldwide, and it serves it on board its ships in under 48 hours. Holland America is the first cruise line to receive certifications from the Marine Stewardship Council and the Aquaculture Stewardship Council. Holland America is also the first cruise line to serve 100% certified, sustainable, and traceable wild Alaska seafood on all of its Alaska cruises. This episode on Bravo will air on June 6, 9 p.m. Eastern, and then you'll be able to watch it on streaming the next day on Peacock. There will be a special appearance by Chef Masaharu Morimoto, and he is Holland America's Fresh Fish Ambassador. Say that fast 5 times. This episode will unite the Global Fresh Fish Program with the show's penultimate elimination challenge. So this is the big one. These will be the last 4 contestants battling it out to see who wins the ultimate challenge. And the winner receives a $10,000 cash prize as well as a 10-day cruise aboard Holland America. Now, these challengers, they're called chef testants because, of course, why wouldn't they be called that? They must prepare an 8-course fish tasting menu for the judges and a table of experts. Chef Morimoto, he will be on the Eurodam to prepare a meal for the chef testants, and then he's also going to showcase some of his dishes that they serve on board. Chef Morimoto has a specialty restaurant called Morimoto by the Sea on the New Amsterdam ships, and also there's special and certain pop-ups that go aboard some of the other ships at different time frames as well. This sounds pretty cool. An 8-course fish tasting menu. Yeah, if you're into fish and seafood, I think this would be a dream. And to have it prepared by a top chef like this, and of course the other 4 chef testants, well, they're pulling out all of the stops to win. This will probably be very exciting. So don't forget to tune in to Bravo on June 6th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Our last cruise news story will take us over to Royal Caribbean. But before I get there, I'm taking this opportunity to invite you to subscribe to the channel. Right Recipe for Travel is growing, and we're looking to have 10,000 subscribers before middle July. I know it's a big task, but we are up for the challenge. I hope that you enjoy our cruise news and our cruising vlogs. And if you do, please do tap down on that subscribe button. Give us a like and also tap on the notification bell. That way, when we put out new videos, you're the first to know. Also, please do join our Facebook group, Right Recipe for Travel. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so in a couple of different ways. Down in the description link below, there is an Amazon store where I give you all of the latest and I think must-haves for your cruising and packing needs. Also, you can take a look and become a Patreon member. The information is in the description link below, or become a member of the channel. That gives you some really cool emojis when we go live, and also a little couple of extra perks so that I know you're a member of the channel, always giving support. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. We can't do it without you. All right, let's get to this last cruise news story aboard Royal Caribbean. Some cruise news stories just make you scratch your head and say, really? Let me set up the story for you. Okay, we have a teenager who graduates high school and turns 18. And we have parents who say, we're so proud of you, sonny boy. What would you like for your 18th birthday graduation present? And the teen says, I want to go on a cruise. And the parents say, let's do Royal Caribbean. All right, so we go on this Royal Caribbean cruise, and let me state that the parents aren't cruisers. They're used to all-inclusive travel. Well, the teen who has really been wanting to cruise, he's been kind of looking into it, and he's let the parents know, mom and dad, cruises are different than, land-based vacations. There's some rules we have to follow, and one of them is when you get off for these excursions, you have to be back on the ship on time, and they give you a time, and you need to be back on time. And of course, how cute, the teen telling the parents. Well, let's fast forward. They have a wonderful time on their 7-day cruise, and it's excursion day. So they all get off to go on this excursion, and they're having a good time, and the teen is noticing it's about time to head back to the ship. The teen is noticing that. The parents are busy shopping and bargaining with the locals over great finds because they're excited. They're finding some really good stuff. And the teen says, mom and dad, let's get back to the ship. And they're like, we know what we're doing. Just hold, go on. And he did. He went on. He said, mom and dad, I'm going back to the ship. They said it's time to go. And they're like, $250. Okay, $2. They're bargaining. So the teen goes back to the ship. And I bet you can guess what happens. The parents miss the ship. This is crazy. The teen, the 18-year-old, knows to get back on the ship on time. And for any who are new cruisers or you haven't cruised before, it is blasted over the information, the intercom, what time you need to be back. There's a sign when you leave the ship, what time you need to be back. It's in the information that they hand you, or the printed information. You're not trying to figure out what time you need to be back on the ship. It is obvious and evident what is the last time that they will allow you to come back on board. All right, the teen makes it back and the parents do not. So the ship leaves because they don't wait. The only time, that there's waiting is if you're on an excursion from the cruise line itself and something happens. They are then guaranteed to wait for you. Well, this wasn't the case. So the ship leaves. The parents then realize, oh my gosh, they're calling their teen on WhatsApp. I don't even know if that's how you do it, but they're trying to message their teen on WhatsApp telling them, why didn't the ship wait for us? You're on the ship. Why didn't it wait? And the teen is thinking, are you kidding? Because there's 4,000 other people who did make it back on time, and we got to go. The parents were furious, and they had to spend a lot of money to get a flight to make it to the next port stop, and they were angry. They were angry at their teen son who got on the ship and left without them. I'm sorry. I don't know. The teen, he wanted to remain anonymous. He took to the internet, as teens do, to ask, was I wrong to do this? Are you kidding? Let me ask you, Right Recipe for Travel family, was he wrong for doing this? I would love to hear some comments below. What are your thoughts about this? I'm smiling from ear to ear because, if you have teenagers I think he's a responsible young lad. That's what I think. I would love to hear what you think in the comments below. That does it for our cruise news today. Also, make sure to take a look in the link below so that you can sign up for a Right Recipe for Travel's group cruise next November 16th of 2025. I would love to see you there. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you at the next adventure.